Hello everyone, how are you? Hope you are doing very well. Welcome to our science class today. So today we will learn about volume. So we will cover page 356 and 357. If you are ready for the class, please open page 356. Okay, let's start. What's the volume? Volume is the amount of space it takes up. But how can I measure it? How could we find the volume of this book? What tool do we need? So just check the book. We have length, width and height, right? So if I measure them, I can find the volume. But how? How can I measure them? Which tool do I need to use to find length, width and height? Remember ruler. I can use ruler, right? So I can measure length, width and height by using ruler. It will be enough for me to find the volume. But how can we use these numbers to find the volume of the book? There are three lengths, width and height here. So in this situation, I'll find the numbers. For example, for length, I'll write 3 centimeters. For width, I'll find 4 centimeters. And for height, I'll write 2 centimeters. In this situation, I need to multiply them. 2 times 3 times 4. If I multiply the numbers, I can find the volume, because volume is the amount of space it takes up. Remember. So, what unit do we use for volume? I said, for example, for this book, I said I can use centimeter, right? For height, I said I can use 2 centimeter. For length, I can use 3 centimeter. And for width, I can use 4 centimeter. So how many centimeters I have here? 3, right? 3 centimeters represent cubic or cubed. So if I use centimeters, I can say cubic centimeters or centimeters cubed for units. Okay, I'll generally use cubic centimeters. Okay, right now let's check your book. Please open page 356. It says an object's volume is the amount of space it takes up. First of all, please underline this sentence. It says to find the volume of a cube or a rectangle, remember our book, solid, multiply its length by its width and its height. The length, width and height of the small cube below are 1 centimeter. Okay, let's check it first. 1 centimeter for each. In this situation, if I multiply 1 times 1, 1. Again 1 times 1, 1. So I'll get 1 cubic centimeter for this cube if I try to find the volume of this cube. What about this cube? It says find the volume of this cube, and it's already given to me. Length 2 centimeter, width 2 centimeter and height 2 centimeter. How can I find the volume? So I need to write the numbers here. For length, I need to write 2, right? For width, I know width is also 2 centimeters. Let's write 2. And then for height, I need to write 2 centimeters again. So, at the end of it, let's multiply 2 times 2 equal what? Good job, 4. 4 times 2? Good job, 8. So, I write cube centimeters for its unit. Because check, it's centimeter, centimeter and centimeter. If there are 3 centimeters, I write cubic and I know it represents centimeters. So, if I want to represent the unit of volume, I write cubic centimeters for this. Okay, let's check. What information do you need to find the volume of the box? What information we need? Guys, we need the volume of the box can be found by multiplying length by width by height, right? So, how did I find it? Length, width and height. So I multiplied 3 of them, and at the end of it I found 8 cubic centimeters. Okay, right now let's make more exercise about find the volume. How can I find it? For example, for object A, 4 cm long, 3 cm wide, and 2 cm for height. So, if I try to find the volume, what should I write? How can I find the volume for object A? Good job. I need to multiply these 3 numbers, right? Okay, let's multiply it. 4 times 2, good job, 8. 8 times 3, 24. 24, I write cubic centimeters. Remember, if there are 3 centimeter here, I write cubic first, and I know this cm represents centimeters, so the unit will be cubic centimeters. Okay? Okay, for second one, remember its unit, this time it's meter. So it's a 6 meter long, 3 meter wide, and 1 meter for height. So what should I write here? To find the volume. How can I find the volume? Good job. I need to multiply all, right? 6 times 3 times 1. 6 times 3, 18. 18 times 1. If you multiply a number by 1, you will always get the same number. So you will get 18. Don't forget cubic. And this time I write meters. Remember, it was centimeters because centimeter is given to me here as unit. But this time I need to write meters because all of them is meter here, not centimeter. Remember it. Cubic is always here, and then I need to write meters because for object B we use meter, not centimeter. Okay, let's check object C. It say 5 feet long. This time I'm using feet as unit, remember. 3 feet wide and 2 feet high. How can I find the volume for object C? It's already given here. So I can multiply these 3 numbers, right? Let's multiply them. 2 times 3, 6. 6 times 5, 30. Good job. So 30, I always write cubic because 3 of them feet. So I need to write cubic here. And what is my unit? Feet. So it will be 30 cubic feet for its volume. Okay, what about object D? Let's check. 4 cm long, 2 cm wide, and 4 cm high. What should I do to find the volume? I need to multiply all these 3 numbers, right? Good job. Let's multiply them. 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 4, 32. Good job. I always write cubic and then I use centimeter this time. So I need to write cubic centimeters. Good job. Okay, now please open page 357. Let's read it first. It says use a graduated cylinder to measure the volume of a liquid. Until now, remember, we always measure the objects. They were solid. But this time, I'm measuring a liquid. How can I measure it? By using a cylinder. I can use a cylinder. So, what is my unit for liquids? This time, the units are in millimeters, right? So, I'll use millimeters as unit. But in the solid one, I use feet, centimeters, cubic centimeters, cubic feet, cubic meters. But this time, as unit, I need to use millimeters. So let's check the units and volume for liquids now. Okay, you can measure this amount of space and you can call it volume. So if you pour the water into a graduated cylinder like this, you can measure the volume for liquids. For example, the volume is 80 cubic centimeters for the first one, for the first cylinder. Check it, it's 80 centimeters for the first one. What about the second? check the cylinder first. What is the volume? The volume is 210 millimeters, right? We can say milliliters, sorry. So we can use milliliters also. So what about the third one? This time you can also measure the volume of solid matters. So without solid, without this rock. So what is my volume here? It say 140 milliliters is my volume, right? So after drop the solid, what happens after we drop in the stone? So what happens? I know now you can see that the level of the water has rising to 165 milliliters. So I know the water level went up by 25 milliliters, right? It was 140 milliliters, but right now after you throw the stone inside of the water, it's rising until 165. So the water level went up by 25 milliliters. So the volume of small solid object is given in cubic centimeters. 1 milliliter is equal to 1 cubic centimeter. Remember it. 1 milliliter is equal to 1 cubic centimeter. So this means that the volume of the stone is 25 cubic centimeters. To find the volume of an object with rectangular or square sides, you could just measure the object's length, width and height. We already did it before. Okay, after this, right now let's measure the volume of liquid and then measure the volume of solid shell. So it's a page 357. Let's read the question together. Read the level of the water in the graduated cylinder. This is the volume of the water. So check it. What is my volume here? So good job. It will be 60 milliliters, right? Check the line here. It's rising by until 60 milliliters. Then add a shell. In the first picture there was no shell inside of this liquid, but right now we will add a shell. Add a shell and read the volume again. This is the volume of the water plus the shell. I already know the volume of liquid, volume of the water. Right now I need to find the volume of the water and shell. Let's read it. What is given to me? So I can read 67 milliliters here. Remember it, this volume for water and shell. Let's check. 1 milliliter equals to 1 cubic centimeter. So just change milliliters to cubic centimeters. Remember, 1 milliliter equals 1 cubic centimeter. It means, let's check, I know volume of water plus shell equal 67 milliliters. So I need to write 67 milliliters for this blank. And then I know volume of water equal 60 milliliters. So I need to write 67 minus 60 equal what? 6. Good job. So it will be 6 milliliters. So it means 6 cubic centimeters. Okay. Good job. Thank you so much. Take care of you.